One of the great things about being a woman in your 40s is that your body does not metabolize alcohol the way that it used to. I'm a makeup artist in her 40s who has no Botox or filler, and these are the things that I've learned that work best for me, for my face, my skin, and makeup. Some things you've probably heard a million times or you already know, and some other things might be new. I thought I would just get ready with you all and also talk about a couple of products that I've recently purchased that I am really loving and have been using kind of on the daily. Drinking water is probably the most important skincare that you can do. I have a friend who's in aesthetic school, and one of her certifications, she needed to do a facial. So she asked me if I would like to do it. And I said, of course I'll come in for a free facial. Absolutely. And when she was examining my skin, she lightly pinched it and she said, "You drink a lot of water, don't you?" And I said, "Yes, I do." She goes, "Yeah, I can tell." Something else that I know you've heard before, but I just have to reiterate, sunscreen has literally become my best friend as far as my skincare routine. Yes, I love to do treatments and I always make sure that my skin is clean before I go to bed, but I was not diligent about sunscreen until I moved to Los Angeles in 2018, and I realized how sunny it is here all of the time. And then I also realized that I was way behind the curve as far as being diligent about applying sunscreen every day. No matter where you live, you should be wearing sunscreen every day. And yes, sunscreen is important, but the formula is almost even more important because you want something that is not only going to agree with your skin type, but if you wear makeup, you also want it to lay really beautifully under the makeup. I've tried a million of them. Many of them I hate, some of them I like, a few of them I love, including the one that I found last year, which is the Rodial Broad Spectrum SPF 50 drops. These are amazing. As you can see, it's pretty empty, but one of the things that I love about this formula is that it plays so beautifully under makeup. I don't get oily, my makeup doesn't separate, it's just really beautiful. It goes on very smoothly and it absorbs really quickly. So once again, I will reiterate, wear your sunscreen. Let's do some makeup. I'm gonna go in with this liquid highlighter from Sachu, and everything will be linked in the description box below. I'm just going to take a little of it on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take my IT Cosmetics brush, and I'm just going to kind of buff this all over the skin just to give my skin a little bit of dimension. Now this is a liquid highlighter, so you can use this under makeup, you can use it over makeup, you can mix it in with your foundation or with your tinted moisturizer or whatever it is that you do. I'm also really loving this brand Sachu. I have a couple of their cheek stains, and then I got a couple of their lip liner stains too. I don't know if anyone has tried the brand, but if you have, let me know your thoughts down below. It seems really innovative and I'm excited to try it. Now, the nice thing about this liquid highlighter is you can see it just kind of absorbed into my skin and it doesn't make me look like a disco ball. I don't love those liquid highlighters that are so metallic that you can really only use them in strategic places on your skin, because if you use it all over, you will look like a Martian, or you'll look like, what's her name from the gold lady from, is it Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm not even remembering correctly. It might not even be the right movie, but I'll put an image up of who I'm talking about, and I probably totally got it wrong, but that's what I think of when I think of putting liquid highlighter all over my face. Keeping skin on the light side, I'm just going to go in with a concealer. This is from Make Beauty, and I'm just going to take some on the back of my hand. We're keeping it really easy today. I just want to do a little bit of makeup and talk to you all. Another thing that I've learned, especially over this very busy holiday season that we just experienced, is that alcohol wreaks havoc on my face, even if I only have one. And when we're celebrating during the holidays, it's usually back-to-back parties or back-to-back days of just having, mulled wine and wine with dinner and maybe a cocktail and just celebrating and maybe a little champagne at New Year's. It's just kind of nonstop. And one of the great things about being a woman in your 40s is that your body does not metabolize alcohol the way that it used to. It's definitely not a college situation where, I could get a little sauced and then wake up the next day and feel absolutely fine and my skin would be glowing because I got a full 3 hours of sleep, right? No, definitely not that. So most of the time, I just try to abstain. I don't really drink a lot of it during the week. It's usually really only for special occasions, for celebrations, and I find that that's what works for me. It's interesting because I've also noticed that if I go out to eat, even if I don't drink, not only will the scale be higher, which is just rude, let's be honest. My face will be puffy, my eyes will be puffy, and usually I have to grab something like my Shark Depuffy, which gets really, really cold, and just do a facial massage to get it to go down. It's very inconvenient. I have a little bit more concealer on the back of my hand, and I'm just concealing under my eyes because another thing that I have noticed being in my 40s is if I don't sleep, it doesn't matter how much makeup I put on. I'll still put makeup on just to try and help the process, but I will inevitably look exhausted. It's just one of those things. I used to be able to fake it till I made it when I was in my 20s and my 30s, but now it's a completely different thing. Will I still do my best to try and cover everything? Yes. Am I always successful? That's to be determined. We're also keeping everything really light. This is an everyday makeup. The one thing I have learned is that less really is more, even as I've gotten older. Something I always like to highlight on myself, on my clients, is the skin. And as I always say, if the skin looks good, everything else looks good. It's another reason why I tend to obsess over details like lashes and brows and, the lip and the cheek, because if that also looks good, then you look put together and your makeup looks great. Speaking of sleep, if I don't get enough sleep, it messes with everything. So I really make sure to prioritize my sleep. I make sure to prioritize my wind down time. At the end of the day, I try and get rid of any blue light devices. I definitely try to not bring my phone into bed with me because I will inevitably scroll for at least an hour. And then before I know it, it's midnight and I have to be up at 6 a.m. And I don't know about you, but 6 hours is not enough for me. I'm going to take a little bit of Tower 28 powder on a brush and I'm just going to set my eyelid right here. I'm not doing an eyeshadow look, but I do want to apply mascara and I don't want my eyelids to be sticky because then the mascara will transfer. There's a brand that I've been obsessed with lately. I already have a few of her pencils in my kit. I just bought a few more to restock, including this one. It's Victoria Beckham. This is the Satin Kajal Liner, and this is Coco Pave. I think they came out with this for holiday, and it was so popular that they released it. It's just this cool brown that has a little bit of metallic in it. I have the Cocoa liner and I love it. I use it on almost everyone. I definitely use it on 99% of my brides. And the reason I love this liner is because it's so silky. It glides on so beautifully. There's a good color pigment payoff. And then once it sets down, it doesn't budge. And that's exactly what you want, especially when we're talking about long wear makeup, like wedding day makeup, right? They have a new counter here at the Nordstrom's. I think they're newly in Nordstrom, the brand. And I saw the counter and I went over and one of the freelancers was there and she was talking to me about it. And she told me about this and I swatched it and I said, yes, I need this right now. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this. I'm just going to sketch a little just on the top lash line. And we're just going to smudge it. And I'm actually going to take, I think this is a little lip brush. I'm just going to smudge that and make it really soft. Another reason why these pencils are so good is because they're made in Germany. And if you're a makeup enthusiast or a pro, you know that all the best pencils are made in Germany. Okay, we're just going to smudge that. Just to give a little bit of drama at the lash line. But highly recommend these pencils. I can't say enough good things about them. They're so good. Now I want to do a little bit of mascara. I was definitely influenced to buy this mascara. It's from Victoria Beckham. It's the Vast Lash. It's her newest formula. And I did not realize that her mascaras are tubing formulas. So I have a feeling I'm going to be purchasing this as well as the other formula for my kit because I need more tubing mascaras for my kit, especially for my brides. I'm not the biggest fan of waterproof mascara. In fact, I hate waterproof mascara. Full disclosure, I hate it. I only use it when I absolutely have to. And I have been wearing this mascara when I go do my workouts at the gym, and it withstands sweat. So I think it will withstand tears. I haven't cried with it on just yet, so I can't give you the full breakdown of whether or not it stays on, but I will say that when I wash this mascara off, it takes a minute for the water to kind of activate the tubes and for it to come off of the lashes, which is good because you want it to be able to be washed off, but you also want that durability of the tubing formula. The more I use this mascara, the more I love it. I kind of hate a brand new mascara. Usually they're just too wet for me and I don't get the volume that I'm looking for. This is probably about a week or a week and a half old and it's already getting better as I'm using it. I'm actually going to go straight into blush because I don't feel like using bronzer or contour today. I want to use these new products that I have and I don't have a new bronzer or contour, so we're just going to skip it. This next product is actually a lip and cheek product, so I'm going to use it on both my lips and my cheeks. It's from a company called Fel, F-E-L, and they're called Kissy Bombs because I want to show you, and you open it, it has these little lips on it, and it's actually the perfect shape for you to just press it on your lips and get a little bit of color. It's so cute. It smells amazing. I can't even really describe the smell. It's not vanilla. So I'm going to take a little bit and just kind of press it in. And I love that sheen. Look at that. It's so pretty. But see, just a little bit of dew, a little bit of color on the cheekbone. Nothing crazy. And this is one of those goof-proof products that I can actually use with my fingers and it works. It just goes right into the skin. It doesn't look streaky or anything like that because usually when I apply cream products with my fingers on my cheeks, it looks like a 5-year-old applied them. I don't know why. I just can't figure it out. That's why I usually always have to use a brush or a sponge. But look at that. It's so sheer, so forgiving. And for just a little bit more on the lips, I have this Iris and Romeo lip balm. They sent me 3 of the shades, and the best thing about this lip balm is that it has an SPF of 30 in it. This is the color Cameo, and it is stunning. It is just like this gorgeous pinky nude, and I think it's going to look really pretty on top of the kind of blushy lip that we have going on anyway. Just going to tap a little bit of that in. No liner. Just keeping it easy today. For my last little piece of wisdom, I guess you could call it, I wouldn't really say that this is something that I've learned, but it's a practice that I have developed that has really helped me. I'm someone that wears their heart on their sleeve. And as my husband loves to tell me, he can usually always tell what kind of a mood I am as far as whatever look is on my face because I'm not very good at hiding my emotions. When I'm on set and I'm working, it's a completely different story. I am 100% professional. But when it comes to my personal life, it's very hard for me to hide how I feel. Plus, I have no Botox on my face, so you can really see how I feel. I found that the practice of journaling along with visualization and meditation has helped me so much, especially in a world where there is so much noise and so much chaos going on pretty much everywhere at this point. It's not even localized to any particular country or any particular continent. This is the journal that I use. I love it. It's just like a fake leather bound. It's not super thick, but I've made my way through probably about a quarter of it. And I never realized how much of a practice I actually made this until last year. I filled up a book that was thicker than this with all of my journal entries. I just tried to be as diligent as I could. I did skip a couple of days. Sometimes I skipped a couple of weeks, but I always came back to it. And I highly urge you, if you feel so inclined, get a journal that you can actually write in and write your thoughts out. Write out your ideas. Write out things that you're grateful for. Anything. It all helps. Trust me. And not only does it help you manage your stress and your anxiety, but it can also help you problem solve too. Okay, that's probably not everything that I've learned about my makeup and my face and my skincare, but it's just a few things that I wanted to share. I hope they were helpful. If that by any chance interests you, please let me know in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button for more content like that coming in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with a brand new video.